The tools that you're going to use are going to be different for if you're in a sympathetic state than if you're in shutdown. So because there's a hierarchy, so dorsal vagal is down here, and then you have sympathetic, and then you have the ventral vagal. And there's also blended states. So like when we're like we went to Universal Studios yesterday. So when you're like having fun, you are going between sympathetic and that like ventral vagal state of connection. But we have this thing called like a break. And like, so your body's like, oh, we're not actually in danger. So we're going to bounce back and forth between these two things. But some people don't have that ability to do that because they are dysregulated. And so we have to reteach that. And you do that really slow. So like if you're anxious, you want to do something. I always say that anxious bodies need action. Don't meditate if you're anxious. It's not going to work. It's probably going to actually make it worse.
Why?
Because the anxiety is a chaotic, frantic energy, and it needs a little bit of chaotic, frantic energy or something to shock the system out of it to help finish that stress cycle. And so like shaking it out is amazing. If you're super anxious, the ice pack is great because it's a shocking thing. You can also bite into a lemon, or like a really sour candy can be helpful. Like going for like a rigorous walk for at least 15 minutes. The stress cycle is usually about 15 minutes-ish.
Right.
If you're in shutdown, like if you're feeling numb, disassociated, kind of like lack of interest in things, it's more gentle movements. Like a lot of people like yin yoga. That's where you can do more of the like slower pranayama breath work things. Journaling, people find that actually helpful because it is a form of movement and you're kind of getting your thoughts out on paper. A walk, again, is really great. So some of them work for both. And you can use acute tools for when you're not in an acute state, but you can't use like the tools that are meant for like mild state for the acute because they just won't be enough to get you out of that.
I think I remember you left a comment when I had posted a clip when I was talking to the parent coach, Maria Sanders, and she was saying like, you know, if you're just going through being overwhelmed, your kids are just, you know, driving you up the wall, and you just need to relax and calm down and kind of get centered again. She was like, yeah, just go ahead and put your head in the freezer.
Yeah, or hands under cold water.
Yeah. And I remember that because you said, oh, yeah, because it's going to regulate the vagus.
Yeah, it's going to stimulate the vagus nerve.
There it is.
Yeah, and that's like,
I'm a doctor now. I'm kidding. We're not doctors.
We're not doctors.
We are not doctors. Okay.